One. All right. Hey, before I get started, I want to give all the glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwarash. Hey, double honors unto my apostles and others, the great millstone. Peace and safety to all the sincere Akim that's out here pushing his word in truth and in all sincerity. Shalom to you all. All right. Now, and shalom to you, sincere sisters that are out there as well. All right. Back at it again. I'm just sitting here at work. Look, got some downtime. Figured I'd do a lesson while I'm just sitting here. You hear a bunch of background noise. It's because there's a lot of construction where I am and whatnot. But we're gonna make it work. And I don't necessarily have a subject that I'm gonna go in. We're just gonna flow in the spirit. See where it takes us from there. The first thing that I was motivated to do this lesson on, which it might be just another lesson. I'll probably just do a separate lesson with that subject matter. So never mind. Um, let's get a scripture. Let's go to we'll go to Habakkuk 2. And we're gonna start from here. We're gonna try to read most of this chapter. Um, to see where the spirit take us. All right. This is Habakkuk 2 and 1, and it says, "And I will stand upon my watch and set me up, set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered me and said, Write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it." Right. So these visions, which are another word for visions, are prophecies, are very much plain. All right, very simple. All right, Revelation 13 dealing with the MOTB is very simple. All right, Revelation 19, Jeremiah 51, Jeremiah 50, you know, uh, unto those that are in the know, whose eyes are blessed to see and ears are blessed to hear. All right, whose hearts are circumcised, right, spiritual hearts. All right, are this is made plain unto you. You can see what time we're in. But unto you that don't know what the hell is going on, yeah, you're still stuck in stupid. Okay, this is plain. Now, yesterday I was talking to a guy I know. He's not necessary. He's not in the truth. He's actually in the beginning phases of learning. And I don't really like dive deep. It's just somebody I know, and we just have decent conversations. And I was asking him yesterday, simple questions about economic based questions, food prices. We were talking about the tariffs, countries not shipping to America, et cetera, et cetera. And this was plain. It wasn't something that you could argue. See, this world has Stephen A. Smith demons on and Max Kellerman, and you think that every conversation needs to be turned into some debate just for the sake of conversation. All right. Every conversation is not a conversation that needs to be disagreed on. If somebody, even if your enemy says something right, you should have the integrity um, to acknowledge that is right. But a lot of people are just so uh, mentally weak, all right, that every conversation must be an argument because they have to be right. All right. Let's keep going. And it says, make it plain upon tables that he may run that readeth it. Because see, when you come into this knowledge, when you're awoken by this knowledge, right? The first thing that you want to do, because you have this zeal on you, is you want to share it, which is what's it's supposed to be done. When you are giving when you take something complicated and you're able to simplify it, for others to understand, that's who wouldn't want to tell you. If you knew something that was complicated and you were able to make it easy for other people, of course, you're going to run and tell the people that want to hear. All right. Verse 3, and it says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time." This is the key points here. For the visions, those prophecies that were written upon tables, all right, are appointed for a specific time. All right. And we're clearly in that appointed time. This is the appointed time. Now, does that mean that we understand the month, the week, the hour? No. Okay. But we are in that time. Okay. We've been in that time. Now that time is clear as day. All right. It's clear as a sunny day. Okay. This digital ID is a big part of moving the chain, moving the post towards the beast system. Okay. They have to get this digital ID system down pat. They have to have a strong ID identification system before they can move forward with marking you with a digital tracker. Okay. But before that, they gotta push you. You know, you have a thing called social engineering. Social engineering. I'll give you a great example for people that may not understand what that term means. These companies, right? I'll give you an example. Let's say a company like Apple, right? 5, 10 years ago, a person like myself and a lot of us, we were anti cord wireless headphones, right? I actually used to prefer headphones with the wire, right? And a lot of us were contrary to it. This is not an argument about the benefits or the cons of Bluetooth headphones and all of that, blah 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 blah. The point of what I'm saying is that these companies understand that they have to introduce things, even though the masses of the public will be anti it, because they have to move the post. A lot of people, if it was up to people, we still be on VHS. We still have VCRs in our house. If it was up to a lot of the people, we still have cassette tape players in our cars, right? So that's the. Let me get another scripture. All right, get another script. All right, bear me 1 second. What's it look like this? This is Second Corinthians 2:11, and it says, "Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices." All right. So again, you have to see you have to see what he's doing. That's why I'm using the term social engineering. He's pushing us, pushing the society. All right. All that's why on some states already, you can already upload your state issued ID onto your phone. All right. Everything's going digital. Okay. All of this paper paper keeping and record keeping in such regard is going away. All right. It's obsolete. Right. So here we are. So it's being made plain. This speech or this prophecy or this vision was a little blurry for most. 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago. You know, when I the first time I saw the video, um, 2008 of Aaron Russo. and he was speaking about the overall goal of the elite is to put a chip in everybody and have full control. You know, for the masses of people in 2008, that seemed like something straight out of a comic book, right? Straight out of a sci-fi movie, something that you would see on the Sci-Fi Channel. But here we are today, as even where I'm at work right now, right? I'm in this parking lot, and everything that downtown Atlanta, all of these buildings, these stadiums, you can't. They're going cashless. All right, modern pay meters, or like when you go on, you go on a parking deck and you're trying to pay for parking, they're not accepting cash no more. We're technically already in a cashless society. All right. Now, granted, cash is still legal tender, so of course they will accept it, but that could change easily. It just go back going on 6 years ago at this point, right? When the C-19 occurred, right? What happened? A lot of stores said, "Nah, man, we're not taking cash," because the first thing they did was they created a spookiness behind the idea that money carries germs, and a lot of people bought into that. So they've always been pushing this narrative to getting you to abandon cash or physical tender. Okay, that's been the goal. Okay, then you had the shortages. Remember, a lot of people. We got to remind people of these things because a lot of people clearly forget these things. These things don't, necessarily or stick in the front of their forehead or their frontlet in their minds of, that, oh, just a few years ago, it was currency shortages. It was these type of things, and you had to pay with exact change. A lot of places still have their banners up where if you can only come and pay with them if you have exact tender. If you don't have $10.22, you can't pay with cash. Okay, so let's get back to this Habakkuk. It's plain now. That's the point. When the apostles and elders were teaching about the MOTB in the 90s, in the early 2000s, 2001, 2002, the mass majority of people did not have a mind frame of realizing what it was. It seemed super, super far out versus we're here. We're here. Just because it's not announced and you don't see these articles or these videos on Good Morning America of so-called of these people in these different businesses and buildings and so on and so forth already getting these marks does not mean that it's not happening right around you. Okay, open my phone back up. Now let's go back to that Habakkuk. Habakkuk 2 and 3 says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak." These visions are speaking. Isaiah the 19th chapter. What? Egyptian against Egyptian, brother against brother. We're witnessing that. The modern day Egyptians are you Americans. And you're at each other, the red and the conservative versus liberals, Democrats versus Republicans. You know, that's prophesied. Civil war within the scriptures is prophesied. Famines is prophesied. Earthquakes is prophesied. All of these things are speaking. Just because your ears are made fat and your eyes are made heavy for you to not be able to hear or see what's happening, that's another point. But it's speaking, okay? But at the end, it shall speak and not lie. Right? See, now that, like I said, the digital ID is a major one. It's speaking. This is one next step to it. And remember, their goal is to have all of this that we are talking about implemented and operating, implementing and operating on a high level by the year 2030. That's the goal. The goal is to have all of these elements that of the agenda 2025 2030 to be fully implemented and operating by the year 2030. That's the goal. All right, smart cities. I live here in Atlanta, and Atlanta is ranked as one of the number one, is ranked number one as far as top smart cities in the country. That's why I speak on this. I'm literally, if I showed you in the camera, you could see all of this downtown Atlanta is all laying the foundation for these smart cities, which there's not going to be any cash. You know, you're not going to need cars, even with these buildings, right? These hotels, these apartment buildings. They're minimizing the parking decks. You're not going to every car ownership in the idea of this society, which we know is not going to go that long. This place will not go on another 10 years. Okay, but in their idea, 10 years from now, um, car ownership will be a thing of the past. Having cars will be a thing of the past. It'll be subscriptions. Give you another example of why they say Atlanta is a top smart city. Volkswagen, the company, they offer car subscriptions. What does that mean? Basically, instead of a lease, which typically a car lease is what? You go get a 2025 Honda Accord, right? That you lease a Honda Accord. It's a brand new car. Typically a lease is maybe 3, maybe 4 years, right? You have that lease for 3 to 4 years. You get X amount of miles, etc., etc. That's the standard. Well, Volkswagen is offering month-to-month leasing at this point, where you can go get a Volkswagen car, keep it for the month, pay the subscription, get a certain amount of miles. You can swap it out at the next month. See, it's not long-term anymore. Everything's about to be temporary. All right? So again, it's not lying. We are in the future. Everybody keeps looking for the future, looking for this futuristic, RoboCop world. We are in that world. All right? It says, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. It's coming. That's what the prophets are here to tell the people. Those that can hear and receive it will. Everybody else will scoff, and they will be overcome, overtaken, and really, really destroyed by prophecy. Either prophecy is working in your favor or it's working against you. Okay? Verse 4, excuse me. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. Who is this? This is talking about Esau. All right? The so-called white man. All right? His soul is lifted up. He's proud, but he's not an upright man. And he's going to show the world. See, a couple years back, with us here, starting with our apostles and elders, we're the villain. We're the bad guy, because we're telling you that these so-called white people are the true villains. They're the evil ones. They're the ones that's not upright. They're these things. But the world, through propaganda, lies, deception, would have you to believe differently. And a lot of you people are going to be a victim of that lie as well too. This is the same devil that went around the world murdering hundreds, if not billions, of people in his time period. He's probably killed billions with an S at the end. And people think that this guy is, oh no, he would never attack us. We're Americans. Okay. Keep believing the lie. Keep deceiving yourselves. Okay? And it says, but the just shall live by his faith. The just, the only ones that are considered just are Israelites. And of the just, of those the Israelites, the elect are the ones that are just. They're justified in their actions. They're justified in their works, their words. Everybody else, the 2/3, are not. Okay? Because through faith, and I say that through faith,
because the Lord, what? He sacrificed himself, right, for the elect's sake, but really the whole nation, but starting with the elect. Okay, verse 5. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gather unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. I'll read that again. This is, like I said, in verse 4. This non-upright man is speaking about the so-called white man. Verse 5 further proves it. Esau. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine. What is that? Is that is that talking about a bottle of Morlo, or um, you know, some Moscato? No, it's talking about philosophy. Wine represents philosophy. His philosophies are based in sin and transgression. You know, uh, homosexuality, all of his elements. You can eat whatever you want. All that's his wine. That's his philosophy. That's his wisdom. Okay. Neither keepeth at home. Oh, it says he's a proud man. Yeah, who's more proud than him? He can't wait to get on the internet and make proud ass statements. Okay? Because why? That's how he's made. He was made to be the proud. Okay? Neither keepeth at home. Who is the only nation of people that are always in somebody else's business, always in somebody else's country, always in somebody else's just shit? White people, so-called white people, are known for always being in people's business. Probably one of their top traits. They're always in somebody else's country business. And that's why this place, America, is failing, because they don't know how to stay home. You know, every conflict, every battle, every issue is an issue of which America believes that they got to stick their hook nose, Jew nose in. All right, that based upon whatever new information that they receive, it's their God-given right, as they believe, to go and handle it. Who told you that? This is why these other nations are tired of you. All right. Who enlargeth his desire as hell. Yeah, his desire. What does hell represent? Hell represents the earth. And as the scriptures tell you, uh, there's never been a point where the earth says, yeah, we can't accept no more bodies. We're full to capacity. Like, if everybody on planet earth, all people, all animals, everything was to die, the earth would swallow it all up. That's the so-called white man. His desire is as hell. He's never um, never happy. He's never fulfilled. It's never enough. Okay? He wants more. It's more, 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 more. I need more. I gotta have more. Give me more. It's never enough. Who else is like that? This guy's got billions and billions of dollars. He's got all this, all that, but it's never enough. He already has us in captivity. Captivity. All the people. The world is under his foot, but it's not enough. I need you to be more enslaved. I need more of your money. I need more. It's not enough that you make every dollar that moves, you make money off of it. It's not enough. It's not enough that people are struggling. You need more. You want it all. All right? And it says, and cannot be satisfied. And that's a terrible place to be. And this is actually a curse on the so-called devil. He can't be satisfied. That's why he's always over the goddamn place. You know? How much money is enough? You need $100 billion is not enough. You need $100 trillion. You need a quadrillion. You see what I'm saying? You need quintillions. You need outrageous numbers. When you have more money than you could ever spend, where if you gave If you there's like so much money that there should not be homelessness, hunger. Everybody could have money, have a level of income, you know, like these companies. These are billion-dollar companies, but your workers can't pay for basic food and food needs. That's the work of a devil. All right. And it says, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. And that's what he does. And be the main ones complaining about diversity in immigration. Motherfucker, you're the one that heapeth unto all people, everybody. The Lord had it segregated. That land of Edom, the land of Moab, the land of Japheth, the land of Ham, the land of Ishmael, the land of Elam. That's how the Lord had it set up. But what did you do? You were the one that created this big ass, nasty ass scum bucket, aka a melting pot of people, because you wanted the ability to be able to tax people, to indoctrinate people, to enslave people. That was your doing. You did that. But then you act like, oh my God, we have a migration problem. Who the fuck did it? Who did it? Why does Europe have a migration problem? Why does America have a migration problem? But then you act like you're innocent. All right? And it says, verse 6, and it says, shall not all of these take up parables against him? Who's the him? You Esau, the so-called white man. Everybody's taunting you. All right? All these nations around the world with their channel, their TVs, America has become the laughing stock of the world. It used to be a time where America was taken serious. Nobody takes this place serious anymore. Nobody takes the American military serious anymore. This is why you have these countries breaking off, dumping American dollars, dumping American debts, banning American culture. America's the laughing stock. And on a deeper level, you so-called white people are becoming the laughing stock of the world. You're not in the prime. You're not in your prime anymore. A lot of you think you are, which is your pride. As it's lifted up, you're lifted up. You're inflated. But the world hates you, and you know it. But your arrogance won't allow you to sit in that space of realizing everybody hates you. Nobody wants to be like you. Nobody wants to be around you. Nobody wants to build with you. All right? And it says, shall not these take up a parable against you and a taunting proverb against him? Right, everybody's laughing, taunting. And it's saying, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. That's what everybody says. It's a known fact. That is the talking point against you people, is that you're a bunch of thieves, and you steal and you rob and you take people's resources. You take people's lands. That's a taunting proverb against you, because, see, I was meditating on this last night. The problem with you so-called white people is you suffer from the same insecurities as everybody else. Nobody gives a fuck how much money you have, your credit, none of those things. You want to be liked. You want to be accepted. Going back to your forefather Esau, right? Bear me 1 second. People walking close to the car and shit. When you want people to accept you, to look at you like the cool kid, to reverence you, you want to be liked. This is what you want. But that's not what's happening. Nobody aspires to be like, that time is up. Your propaganda, your delusion is wearing off. Okay? Nobody wants to eat your food. Nobody wants to live near you. Nobody wants to work near you. Nobody wants to, none of these things. That's all because your deception is failing you. Okay? Go back to the time of Cain, that mark of Cain, that exemption or that protection that the Lord put on you is fading. So-called white women do not. The white women and children hate white men. All right, the white experience is not the chosen experience anymore, and you hate that. You hate that you have all of this. You're doing all of this, and and nobody looks up to you. Nobody reverences you. Nobody wants to be like you. You know, look at Elon Musk. Elon Musk is supposed to be one of the richest men on the planet, and he's a laughing stock on his own app. How many you think little children are inspiring to be like him? Oh, I can't. Like little kids got Elon Musk posters in their bedroom. Like one day I want to be like Elon Musk. No, and that hurts him. His pride is hurt because every guy wants to be the glorified. It's natural, but nobody's glorifying you, and you hate that, and it's eating away at you, and it's taunting. All right. And to him that is laden himself with thick clay, and the thick clay here represents debt. All right, you're in extreme debt. A few streets from where I'm at, downtown Atlanta. What is that street above us? Oh, Ted Turner. Ted Turner and Marietta, they have a U.S. debt clock that updates. It's a running clock that shows how much debt that the government has. It's really hundreds of trillions of dollars of debt. It's probably more than trillions at this point, in the senses of if you added up all the debts. Okay, you look at all this stuff, all of this construction. You think this is being paid out of pocket? Double cheeked up. Sorry, cheeks. All of these high rises and these hotels and stadiums. You think somebody came out of pocket? Somebody cut a check. I fine sir, want to build this 30-floor hotel in the middle of the city. Here's my check. It'll cost how much? $3 billion. Here's a check. I'm gonna sign you a check for $3 billion, and all of this stuff is. You think this stuff is being paid for out of pocket? No, this is loans that are being leveraged with other loans and assets, and it's all debt. None of this here is based upon true money. This is debt that the people are paying off. Okay, this is why the Moody's has credit score of America has been going down. All right, bear me 1 second. We're gonna keep going. Oh, we have verse 7, and it says, "And they shall not rise up suddenly, that shall bite, and they shall not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booty unto them." Read that again. This is verse 7, Habakkuk 2:7. And it says, "Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee?" Yeah, these countries, they want blood. They want to get on you. You think these other countries have forgotten the damages that you have done around the world? China said you might shoot. I forget who it was, the prime minister. Somebody said this recently, that America, if they thinking, they'll attack once, but they won't get a second shot off. That was what he said in an interview recently. These other countries, they want you to jump silly. They want you to. All right? Different Middle Eastern countries, different Eastern European countries, Russia, China, North Korea, certain African countries. These countries, they want blood. Hell, even European countries, the different NATO countries, EU countries, they hate this place. All right. Verse 8, and it says, "Because thou hast spoiled many nations." Now, spoiled is not talking about you spoiling your baby girl, your daughter. Yeah, ain't she spoiled? No, spoiled is to take the spoils. Because thou hast, basically, this, if I wanted to update this, because thou hast robbed many nations. All right, for those to understand, and which this place has done. You so-called white people, you have. You use America as the militarized. See, you use America to rob. You use the militarization of America to rob these nations. London, which is another Edomite ran nation, so-called white people, that's your financial robbery. You set up all your centralized banks, you know, your predatory loans through your IMF. You know, all of this is all used to rob people. Okay, spoil. Then you have your Vatican. Your three city states are used as a mechanism to rob people. Through religion, you rob people. One of the biggest tools of robbery has been Christianity through Catholicism. All right, hell, you used your Catholicism and through your Christianity through Catholicism to rob black people of billions of dollars since the 70s through church tithes. Through your why does that? Through your 501c3. These are all tools that you use to spoil, to rob the nations. All the remnant of the people shall spoil thee. See, when it comes down to it, you're going to be spoiled. You're going to be robbed. Ultimately, by the Lord and his people, the Israelites, the scriptures say, though he heapeth unto him silver and gold, the just shall put it on. All right. What is that? The book of Job. But these other nations, they can't wait. You it's about to get ugly for you so-called white people. All right. And it says, because of men's blood and for the violence of the land of the city and of all that dwell therein. Yeah, these other nations, they won't get back. It's not just so-called Negro men and Spanish men. That's the focus point because you understand who we are to you. You understand the connection that we have with each other. We're Jacob and Esau. And I mean we as in us so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Americans, we represent Jacob, and you so-called white people represent Esau. It's the ultimate. Jacob and Esau is the main attraction, the main characters. But the other nations, these so-called Chinese, they want to get you. These so-called Japanese, they want to get you. These East Indians, they want to get you. All right, you don't think the Hawaiians, which are Japhet in the scripture, they don't want no get back for you? You've literally stolen their land, stolen their islands. Everybody wants to spoil you, and they will. See, you're gonna go from being a fake number one to a real number last. That's a lesson. You're the fake number one. You're the basis of men. Thus saith the scripture. But you've been set up as the leader, the king, the ruler, the cool kid. That's all fake. What you really are is a real loser. You're gonna be put in real last place. All right. How long we been going? About 40 minutes. Go a little bit longer. How many chapters in this? 20. Read probably two more and I'm gonna close up here, and this will probably be a part 2. All right. And it says, woe to him that coveteth and that evil coveteth and evil covetous to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the powers of evil. Thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people. And that's the problem. This is why you want to do away with your critical race theories and teaching certain things in your history, because your history is actually a shame unto you. You're ashamed of your forefathers. You're ashamed of the ill-gotten gains that you've gotten. How you've destroyed lands, destroyed people, destroyed animals. That's your history, and you hate it. All right? That shame is on you. And it's only going to get worse because, hey, it's more wickedness to come, more bullshit for you to do, more evil for you to commit. All right? Now I'm going to stop there, pick this up later. All right? But I didn't actually anticipate going into Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter. But, hey, man, it's a good read. Sometimes it's good to do chapter breakdowns. So with that, I'm going to close this up. I want to give all the glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Wakakwadash. Shalom.